Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I'm your host, and today we're doing something absolutely crucial for your exam prep. We're taking that dense, overwhelming 100-question March 2026 current affairs mock test and distilling it into the ultimate high-yield study session. Forget endlessly flipping through pages of dry text, right? We are going to build a mental map of the most important facts together. Right here into four main categories: national and global affairs, defense and space tech, economy and banking updates, and finally, sports and major awards. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, National and Global Affairs. Okay, so here's your absolute must-know list for major national rollouts this month. Notice how they span completely different sectors? First up, we've got the inaugural World Buddhist Peace Conference. Think major cultural diplomacy there. Then there's the launch of Bharat Tex 2026, which is a massive push for the textile sector. On the social front, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment just rolled out a 3-year action plan for the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. Oh, and definitely lock this last one into your memory. The cabinet just approved the Bhavya scheme. This is specifically to build 100 plug-and-play industrial parks to boost local manufacturing. Super important. Now, shifting gears globally, things are actually really dynamic right now. Your mock test heavily flags these swearing-in ceremonies happening internationally. You absolutely need to know that Nepal just got its youngest prime minister ever. And then, literally halfway across the world, Gabriel Boric was sworn in as the new president of Chile. Just mentally link those two countries together in your head for March 2026 leadership changes. Guys, please, whatever you do, do not lose easy points by mixing up government programs. They often sound kind of similar, but these serve completely different demographics. Let's clear this up right now. The Awas portal is specifically designed to facilitate home loans for defense and government personnel. On the flip side, the Krishi Saki initiative is geared entirely toward agricultural support. Just picture a house for Awas and a sprawling farm for Krishi Saki. Simple as that. Moving right along to Section 2, Defense and Space Tech. All right, consider this your ultimate military exercise cheat sheet. Let's lock these associations in. IMEX TTX, that was hosted by the Indian Navy. The Indian Army, meanwhile, conducted a Moog Jwala over at the Babina field firing ranges. Then you've got LAMA-TA, which is a really crucial joint exercise we run with Seychelles. Sea Dragon is focused heavily on anti-submarine warfare, and Cold Response is your massive NATO-led Arctic military drill. Got it? But hey, it's not just about joint exercises. You absolutely have to remember specific force initiatives too. The Indian Air Force launched the Vayubhan project, which, your test notes, is a very cool helicopter-launched unmanned aerial system. The Indian Navy, on the other hand, initiated Operation Urja Suraksha with one specific goal: protecting energy shipments. And definitely keep track of INS Nilgiri, since that's the ship that represented India in a major 2026 maritime exercise. Over on the tech frontier, mark down these massive world firsts and national milestones. Agnikul Cosmos successfully tested their Agnite rocket engine, which is a huge leap forward. We also saw Gujarat launch its very first sounding rocket, but honestly, the most futuristic one here has to be the establishment of the world's first autonomous maritime shipbuilding center. I mean, autonomous shipbuilding? Definitely expect a multiple choice question on that. Okay, let's talk money. Section 3, Economy and Banking Updates. So look at this number, 11,200 crore rupees. It's massive, right? Whenever you see a figure this huge in your exam options, you need an instant mental trigger. In March 2026, this exact amount is earmarked exclusively for the inauguration of Phase 1 of the Noida International Airport. So just lock that number straight to that airport in your mind. Here's another highly specific figure to burn into your memory. $300 million. Now note the currency. This isn't domestic funding, it's an international loan. The World Bank handed this hefty sum over specifically for state clean air initiatives. It's really important to differentiate between domestic infrastructure spending and these big international environmental loans. For banking and institutional services, India's digital leap is the main theme here. Keep your eyes peeled for the RBI's Payment Vision 2028 document. It's actually subtitled Shaping India's Payment Frontier. You also need to know that NPCI launched this Verified App Label initiative to boost security. Plus, the whole .bank.in domain rollout, that was highly praised and actually won Initiative of the Year. And lastly, in logistics, India Post really stepped up their game by launching 24 Speed Post for same-day deliveries. Once again, do not let tech jargon mess with your head on exam day. Clearly delineate between these platforms. Repay on the go is tied to physical, on-the-move transit capabilities through the NCMC card system. Scapia Pay, conversely, is a totally new digital payment and travel platform that just launched this month. Just keep their distinct functions separated in your head. Corporate and infrastructural moves are just as heavily tested as banking policies. JICA, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, just signed some massive ODA loan agreements with India. Over in the corporate space, DCM Shriram secured $90 million in institutional funding. You'll also want to remember Reliance Industries making a huge push into sustainable energy by signing a green ammonia supply agreement. And my personal favorite, this is so innovative, India's first ever LPG ATM literally just opened its doors in Gurugram, Haryana. Okay, before we jump into our final section, I want to trigger your active recall. Don't just passively listen to me, actually think for a second. Based on your mock test studies, do you know exactly who took home the Para Archer of the Year 2025 award? Try to picture the options you saw.
Hold that thought. Section 4. Sports and Major Awards.
All right, time to check your answer. It was the absolutely brilliant Sheetal Davy who was named Para Archer of the Year. For the Hockey India Annual Awards, Hardik Singh and Salima Tay were honored as Players of the Year. And if we're talking international sports, just remember the specific driver who took the top podium at the 2026 Chinese Grand Prix. Memorizing these exact winners is literally the easiest way to guarantee a few quick ticks on your OMR sheet. And in the realm of national media, you absolutely have to know about the 20th Ramnath Goenka Awards. It was a massive event this month. Your mock test specifically highlights that this ceremony featured a very prominent chief guest. Identifying key dignitaries who hand out major national awards is such a classic question format, so make sure that specific association is locked in. Look, as you sit there at your desk, maybe reviewing notes late into the night, just remember that logically organizing all these random facts is your absolute best weapon. You aren't just blindly memorizing anymore. You are building a strategic web of information in your brain. We've successfully navigated a dense, overwhelming 100-question mock test by chunking it down into 4 totally manageable pillars. We've proven that structured visual learning can literally save you hours of endless reading. When you sit in that exam hall, you won't be guessing. You'll be pulling answers directly from the visual concepts we just built today. I'm going to leave you with one final thought to chew on as you keep studying. Out of all these military drills, massive economic investments, and crazy tech leaps, which one do you think is going to have the most profound impact on India's future on the global stage? Seriously, thinking about the why makes remembering the what so much easier. Keep reviewing, keep recalling, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.